For those of you who are interested in wild edible plants, for those who are interested in the idea of living off the land, maybe you just want to cut down on your grocery bill every month, but maybe you want to take that next leap from eating local, organic, healthy, to directly harvesting from the wild, right outside of your back door in your backyard, or maybe in a local park or a local forest, but maybe you don't know where to begin. Well, if that is your goal, stick with me. I have a great tip for you on how to get started in all this coming up.
My name is Sean.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining me here. My name is Sean Rao. I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, and folks, I'm a die-hard wild food nerd. If you are new to foraging, I strongly recommend, folks, that you start out simple and go out and buy this book called The Forager's Harvest. It is written by Samuel Thayer. He has 3 books in a series, and they're all amazing, so if you can get all 3 right away, get them. You can check the links for these books out in my description box underneath this video, but stick with me here and allow me to unpack a little bit why I think these books are the absolute best to start with. One of the things that really makes Sam's book so unique is the way that the information is organized. The way that these books are put together makes you want to read them over and over again like you would a novel. It's not just dry information on plants. It's really broken up into, in the beginning, of essays about plants and about foraging, which are immensely helpful, especially in the beginning. It's Sam's narrative accounts of his personal experiences with the plants and how he learned them as a kid, which I find also helpful. It really helps bring those images into your mind, and you'll have your own experiences with these plants, and that will help you really sort of build these relationships with the plants, which is what you really want to do. But also, it is such a great combination guide in that it brings together the technical identification aspect of wild edible plants, which you absolutely need to get a firm grasp on in the beginning. How to ID these plants so you don't confuse them with any other toxic lookalikes and that kind of thing. But also, it's a great foraging guide on how to harvest them and process the plants. Process them for the kitchen, for using them into your diet. That's something that you don't see a whole lot of, that kind of coverage in other wild food books. So it makes this book series totally unique. Another thing that Sam puts in his books is the calendar of availability. That's really totally unique compared to other wild food guides. And this is really, really helpful because if you have, on any given plant, you might have several different parts of the plant that are edible, but they may not be edible at the same exact time, so that their time of collection may be staggered. So this book sort of breaks that down, when to harvest what part of the plant at what time, which is super helpful. You may have to adjust your harvest time according to where you live, but I found it to be really, really helpful, and I love that feature. When you first get this book, don't gloss over the glossary, because there's a lot of terms that are going to be unfamiliar to you in the beginning. And because this is from a forager's perspective, you really do want to know those terms in the glossary, because when you're going to look up these plants and cross-reference them in other guides, those terms are going to pop up and you want to get a sense for that language. So I encourage you to read through that glossary. If you don't know those terms, start getting familiar with them. So I really hope this helped you. In my life, these books have been real companions to me, and I continue to read them over and over again, and I always gain new information from them. So I hope that was helpful. I hope it helps you get started if that is your goal. And please, if you found this helpful, consider hitting that like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Of course, you can check my music out here too as well. And thanks for joining me. As my 6-year-old son would say, bye-bye.